guys, just a quick follow-up. I had a call come in. I had to get off the video here, but a quick follow-up on the endorsements videos is that pick and choose your endorsements wisely. Remember that you can add them at any time. You don't have to get them all at once. I mean, it's kind of like because if you try to approach it to where you're getting all of them at one time, you're going to spend a lot of money, you're going to spend a lot of time that you really don't have to. Okay, and if you just have a lot of money to throw around and a lot of time, that's fine. You know, just go ahead and get all of them. But realistically, in hot shotting with a light truck, that's anything 5500 series or under, you probably don't need the air brakes. You're not going to need. That's one for sure. You're definitely not going to need. You're not going to need a manual endorsement because all these light duty trucks, they're automatics. I don't even know anybody that's making them with a standard anymore. So you won't need that one. But like I said, you probably will definitely want to invest in your hazmat. You know, there's a certain thing called a TWIC card. A lot of people are going to TWIC cards nowadays. It's just, I think it's a Transportation Workers Identification Card is what the TWIC card is called. Now, the TWIC card, you have to have these things if you are going into a port of some type. You know, any port, Port of Galveston, Port of Houston, Port of Virginia, Port of Baltimore. So, you know, you'll need one of those. Plus, you have to have a TWIC card if you're looking at taking a load into, say, a refinery or something like that. They're convenient to have. They keep you from having to have an escort. Some places, you know, they'll charge you $50, $75 an hour for an escort. And generally, when you get into those type of environments, those ports, you're there for a long time. I mean, you're there 4 hours, pretty much minimum. You're there for 4 friggin' hours. You're paying this guy to be your escort, to show you around and wait on you hand and foot, show you where to go. And it's a big money suck and it's a big time suck. So anytime you see a load pop up that says TWIC card required, before you jump on that load, you better find out where it's going, where it's picking up at, where it's dropping at, and evaluate whether what it's paying is worth the amount of time you're fixing to spend at the port if you're going to port. Okay, I do not do port loads anymore. There's just, I got better things to do in my time, and the 4 or 5 hours that I'm at a port trying to get processed in, get the paperwork, I can actually probably have other stuff on my trailer that pays just as well and be halfway to where it's going. Yep. So, not really sold on port loads. That's really me. But the TWIC card does help. The area that I live in, there's quite a few refineries, and so it helps to be able to get in to drop your load at the refineries. So like I said, just try to make sure prior to what you're actually looking at there. Like I said, if it says TWIC card required, nothing wrong with the TWIC card. Go ahead and get one. You're going to have one if you're in the transportation industry. But you be real careful about the loads you take that says TWIC card required. And if it's, in my opinion, if it's a port load, you need to run from that fucking load like it's trying to give you AIDS. I mean, run hard and fast. Don't you do a port load unless your time's not valuable. Now, if your time's not valuable and you've got all day to waste, I mean, let's just say you fall out of a big truck into a small truck and you decide you're going to do some hot shotting. The problem with that is in a big truck, your time has never been valued. Never once. Your time is not valuable in a big truck. Nobody cares how long you sit. Nobody cares how long it takes you to get loaded. Whereas in hot shotting, you better be paying attention. You know, you give those people about, you know, usually within 2 hours. You know, if I'm sitting there waiting to get loaded and it's over 2 hours, I'm usually putting my truck in gear and I'm out of there. I'm done. I am DUN done. So, you know, there's certain things that you're going to learn as time goes on that are going to work for you, and you want to make sure that you know, you're being as productive as you can and you're making as much financial revenue as possible. Because in hot shotting, this is a very, very, very time sensitive business, and you better have spot on time management skills. I mean, your time management skills better be really, really good, or you better learn to fine tune them. Okay, you don't have to be phenomenal in the beginning, because if you don't get to be phenomenal with your time management skills in hot shotting, you're going to be out of business. You're going to be in a big truck, you're going to be dragging shit down the highway for someone else, and guess what? Your time will not be valued. Nobody cares. Your time will not be valuable. So you're going to have to work on your time management skills. Make sure that, worst case scenario, you do get your TWIC card. You're going to want to get your combination endorsement, and just pay attention to loads and ask these brokers, where am I picking this up at? Is it a refinery? Is it a factory? Where's it going? Is it a port? Am I dropping off at a port, or am I picking up at a port? If you choose that, like I said, save those port loads for some other fool that needs a really steep learning curve. Try to avoid them. That's my honest opinion. Is you want to try to avoid port loads. They don't pay that friggin' great, okay? And they pay just enough to make you think, well, that's a pretty fair rate, right until you add up the 4 or 5 hours your ass is sitting there. And then all of a sudden, that pretty fair rate just really isn't all it's cracked up to be, So, anyhow, that's my little snippet on endorsements. I'll shoot another one while I'm bouncing down the highway here. I'll talk about something else that crosses my mind. And, anyhow, just, like I said, try to find out more information before you start booking loads. As far as where you picking this up at. Especially if you go on the load board and in the comments it says TWIC card required. Well, you're going to want to ask some questions on that, because you don't want to be driving for free. Your time is valuable in this business. Okay, your time is very valuable. If you're in a big truck, nobody cares about you. Your time's not valuable. Never has been, because you get paid by the mile. That's what. That's a sad, cold, hard reality. That's the general concept of people. And if you're running 1,000, 1,500 miles, yeah, your 4 or 5 hours probably don't mean nothing to you. And hot shotting, we don't generally run those amount of miles. So, consider it. Subscribe if you like the videos. Shoot me some questions if you have any. Next one, I'm going to talk about some load boards. Probably how to what do I look at when I'm looking at loads. So I think that's the really important one, because I've had people ask me, about load boards and how I book loads and what I'm looking at, and my 2 or 3 weeks on the road versus some other people, doing 4 or 5 days on the road. Anyhow, that'll be my next one here in just a little bit, and I will talk to you guys later. Subscribe and have fun. Be safe out there.